All right, let's look at the homework 6.3, problem number 9. All right, so we want to find the volume of the solid of revolution, and the region is bounded by x equals quantity x minus 3 squared, and x equals 4, and we rotated about the y equals 1. All right, so let's do that. Let's draw a picture first. We have, I'll say I'm going to draw a y-axis here, and here is the x-axis here. All right, so x equals quantity x minus 3 squared. So y squared would be a sideways parabola, and the negative 3 move in the positive y direction 3 notches. So that would be, let's see, 1, 2, 3. So let's say this is 3 there. Right, then parabola is going to look like this. So it's a sideways parabola, so it's going to look kind of like that. All right, then so I'm going to maybe extend it a little bit. So this is a sideways parabola, and x equals 4. So it's going to be 4 is probably about here. Alright, so x equals 4 is just a vertical line at x equals 4. Alright, so we have that. So we have the region enclosed by this sideways parabola and straight vertical line there. Alright. Alright, then the axis of rotation is y equals 1, so that's a horizontal line at 1, so 1 is right here. And it's a horizontal line, so this is the, looks like conveniently, it's going to actually go through the intersection there. Right, so this is a y equals 1. Sorry, it's not that straight. Alright, then we want to rotate it about this guy, so we're going to rotate it, let's see, this way. Right? Alright, so let's use the shell method. So we're going to pick any random x. So I'm going to just pick x value, say, around here. So say x. Alright, then the shell is going to look like this. So we're going to have to look at that as the height. And rotated about this y equals 1. So it's going to look kind of like this. Right, so go here, and so that's going to be the cylindrical shell. All right, so let's set up using the shell method. So again, so volume is going to be, all right, so you have a 2 pi as always, then you have an integral, all right. So we have to find integral. So you have this region here. The region is going to start from, looks like, let's see, so this start from here. This is at 1. And here, it's going to be 5, right? So it's going to be 5 there. You can just find an intersection between this sideways parabola and y equals 4 there. So we can just set them equal to each other. Maybe why don't we do that? So set the y minus 3 quantity squared, set them equal to 4. And so we have, take the square root of both sides. So y minus 3 is equal to, square root of 4 is 2, but you have to consider the positive 1 and the negative 1. Then we simply add 3 to both sides. Y is going to be, right, 2 plus 3 is 5, and negative 2 plus 3 is 1. So that's why we get 1 and 5. So region starts from 1 and ends at 5. Right? Then we need to find the radius. So I'm going to put here, radius. And then we have to multiply by height. And in this case, we're rotating about the vertical line. So let's see, sorry, horizontal line. and we want to integrate it with respect to y. Right? So you have a dy. Alright, so let's figure it out. So the radius is going to be, so whatever x value, and axis is at the y equals 1. So, actually, sorry, I said x, keep on saying x. I messed that up. So this is actually, I meant y, sorry, because it's on the y-axis, right? Alright, so the distance between y and 1 would be the radius. So this is the axis all the way up to y, so it's going to be y minus 1 would be the radius, multiplied by height. Alright, height is going to be difference between 4 and y minus 3 squared. So you have 4 minus quantity y minus 3 squared. Alright, so we have that. Alright, so what we want to do is we just need to evaluate this integral. Alright, first I think I'm going to just go ahead and multiply out and see what we get. Alright, so this guy is right here. Right here. So we have 4 minus, and if you multiply that out, you're going to have y squared minus 6y plus 9, right? So which means that you're going to get, I'm going to put the negative y squared first, right? And then you have a negative, so positive 6y. And then you have 4 minus 9, so it's going to be negative 5. All right, so what we get is 2 pi, and the integral from 1 to 5, and then we just have to multiply these guys together. So you have a y minus 1 times negative y squared plus 6y minus 5 with respect to y. All right, then I think I'm going to just go ahead and multiply out and simplify. So let's, I'm going to do it on the side. So let's do this guy. Oops. Let's do that guy on the side. So here, keep on pushing something. All right, so let's do that. All right, this guy is going to be, I'm going to distribute y to all three guys. All right. So you would get negative y cubed and a plus 6y squared and a minus 5y. Alright, then we distribute the negative sign. So we distribute the negative sign, negative 1, to all three guys. So you would get plus y squared minus 6y, and then plus 5. Alright, so if you clean it up, it's going to be, right, 2 pi was already there, and the integral is from 1 to 5. Right, so let's clean this up. So I have negative y cubed, so we have negative y cubed, right? Then we have, let's see, here's a 6y squared, and another y squared, so it's going to be 7y squared, right? And then we have 5y minus 6y, so it's going to be minus 11y. And then we have a 5 here, so we have a plus 5, right, with respect to y. So find the antiderivative. So you have a 2 pi. All right, then we have, let's see, I'm going to put a bracket here. All right, so antiderivative is going to be negative y, add 1 to the power, divide by that power, plus 7 over, let's see, add 1 to the power, so that's 3, and divide by 3. All right, minus 11, and you have a y squared, divide by 2. and plus 5y. All right, then we're going from 1 to 5. All right, so we have, all right, so you have a 2 pi, all right, plug in 5. And if you plug in 5 here, so it's going to be negative, let's see, over 4. And 5 times 5 is 25. All right, let's see, 25 times 25 is 625. And plus. All right, so you have over 3. Right, 7 times, so let's say 5 cubed would be 5 times 5 is 25. 25 times 5 would be 125. And you have to multiply by 7. So 7 times 5 is 35. 2 times 7 is 14. So 17. So 875. Minus 11 over 2. So you have 25 times, actually I have to go ahead and do that. All right, 25 times 11 would be 275. All right, and plus 5 times 5 is 25. All right, then minus, we have to plug 1 in, so you have a minus 1/4 and plus 7/3. All right, and minus 11 over 2 and plus 5. All right, so we just have to compute that. So you have a 2 pi. All right, so it's a tedious work, but we should be able to do it. So we have 625. There's a minus, so a plus a 1/4. All right, so this is going to be negative 4 on the bottom and a 624. Right, and then we can let's see, next one, and we have 875 and a minus over 3 minus 7 over 3. Right, so that's going to be, right, subtract 7 from there, so 868. Right, let's see, 7, so yep, 868 and 3. Right, then we have another one, so you have a negative 275 and over 2 and negative minus 11, so it's going to be minus, all right, 264 over 2. All right, and then you have 25 minus 5, so it's a plus 20 there. All right, so almost there. So we have, right, divide by 4, right? So this is going to be a 624 divided by 4, so you have 1 4 in there. And then, so a 24, so it's a 5. Whoops, let's see, I think I hit something. And so that's 20, and then 24, so it's going to be 156. And then, let's see, is it divisible by 3 here? So you have a 2 there. All right, you can put 2 3s in 8 and 26 and 8 and 26 is 24, 28. Oh, it's actually not divisible. All right, so I have to go back. Sorry about that. So I have to, oops, I can't get that. So 868. 868. All right, so this one right here is divided by 4. I can do that to 132. All right. All right, so what you get is there's a 2 pi. All right, let's combine everything. All right, so you have a negative 156 and a negative 132. So it's going to be negative 288 plus 20, so negative 268, then plus A68 over 3. Right, so this is going to be 2 pi. Right, common denominator would be 3. Right, multiply by 3, so it's a negative. 3 times 8 is 24, and 3 times 6 is 18, so it's a 2, 0, and 3 times 2, so it's a 8. 804 plus 868, so this is going to be 2 pi, and 3 is still on the bottom, so that will be 64. Right, so what you get is multiply out, so it's a 128 pi over 3. Alright, so that's the answer. Hopefully I didn't mess up on the way. So I'm gonna go here. Alright, 128 pi over 3. Alright, check the answer. Alright, it came back and magically I got the right answer, but here. Alright, so this is how you get it. Alright, that's it. I hope that this was clear.